Hello folks, in less than an hour we're going to show you how to make a website with WIX using the WIX ADI feature, that is the Artificial Design Intelligence. We're going to go from zero to this amazing looking thing here in about an hour or even less. Before I show you the features of this, let me just show you that it is completely mobile friendly and mobile responsive by default. There's nothing special you need to do to make it mobile friendly, and so people can come along while they're traveling, look at where you're located and find your place of business very easily. So some of the features, we'll show you how to add panels such as the one you're looking at here with links and buttons. We'll show you how to add images and text and panels that look like this, and to be honest, all of this stuff is going to be pre-made. All you need to do is really replace text and replace images, and an image gallery such as this, a visiting hours, the contact form, what else? So if we go to the contact page, you'll see some testimonials here. All of this stuff is all pre-built, and all you need to do is change or configure the images and text and your address, and it'll all be built for you. That's the beauty of making a website with WIX and WIX ADI, the Artificial Design Intelligence service that WIX offers. So without further ado, let's get started. To get started for free, what you need to do is go to the description below and click on the link to make a free WIX website. So click on that link. Once you click that link, you should be sent to this page here. Create your own beautiful website with WIX. It's free and it's easy. It definitely is. So click the start button. What you'll need to do is sign up for a new account. You'll need to put in your email, retype your email just to make sure it's correct, and choose a password. Then click sign up, and it's a free registration. I've already got an account, so I'm going to click the login button and sign in. Now if you don't receive a welcome email from WIX, just check your junk email and it'll probably be in there. So I'll just log in. Once you log in, the next thing you'll see is a dashboard. Mine is populated because I've previously made a few websites, but yours will be empty. When you're at that step, I'll show you how to create your site using WIX ADI. So without further ado, let's get started. The pace of this tutorial is going to be quite gentle and slow so that everybody can follow along regardless of if they've got any prior experience. It's really made for beginners. To get started for free, what you need to do is go to the description below and click on the link to make a free WIX website. I'm going to put a link over here just like this that says start here under this video. Once you click that link, you should be sent to this page here. Create your own beautiful website with WIX. It's free and it's easy. It definitely is. So click the start button. What you'll need to do is sign up for a new account. You'll need to put in your email, retype your email just to make sure it's correct, and choose a password. Once you've done that, hit sign up and your account will be ready to go and continue to the next step. I've already got an account, so I'm going to click the login button and sign in. Now if you don't receive a welcome email from WIX, just check your junk email and it'll probably be in there. So I'll just log in. Once you log in, the next thing you'll see is a dashboard. Mine is populated because I've previously made a few websites, but yours will be empty. When you're at that step, I'll show you how to create your site using WIX ADI. Now that you've signed up for a WIX account and you're signed into the dashboard, you'll see this here, but yours will be blank because you won't have any websites already created. But you'll be able to then create a new site using WIX ADI. The way to set up using ADI, firstly just go to the top right hand corner, click on the plus icon there for creating a new site. WIX will ask you what kind of a theme or website you want to create, and you can select from a number of different industries, and they will pre-build a website that is relevant for your particular industry. If it doesn't appear here, click on the other button and you'll be able to type in your particular type of business and that will probably help you. So for the purposes of this demo, let's say we have a barbershop. So Wix will ask you if you want to create a website using ADI or with the standard Wix editor. Now, to create a website with the ADI platform, you'll have to click on that button there, and then it will send you to a step if you already haven't selected your business industry to enter it in. So let's say I have a barbershop, and next. Now, if none of this stuff applies, you can click on the skip button at any time. I want to take bookings and appointments. Yep. So select anything that's relevant to you. The name of the business, best cuts, and location. If you have a physical location for your business, a physical address, enter that in, and that will carry through to your website, and you will see that a little bit later. So for the purposes of this, I'm just going to type in something random and the next. Okay, so Wix ADI will search online to gather info for your website. You'll be able to review and edit everything before you go live, no problem. In this case, that won't happen because we don't really have a business, so I'm just going to skip that. You've got the option of entering in a phone number, a fax number, and also adding in some social media links, and your social media icons on the Wix website will link to these will link to your social media pages, but we can add them later as well. So let's just click next for now. Then what Wix will ask you to do is select a style or a template, and if you hover over one of them, you will see a certain color palette to choose from, and that is the base color palette. But just keep in mind, although you're selecting a certain color palette, you will be able to edit that at any time, and I'll show you how to do that in other sections of this video, or just go and check in the description, and we should have the timestamp so you can skip to any section you want. But for this, let's select this template over here and then continue. Wix will now take a few seconds to get your pre-made website up and ready. Now, this website is going to be mobile responsive by standard. So anybody visiting your website from a mobile phone will be able to access everything because it will be mobile friendly and mobile responsive. So let's wait till this finishes. Perfect. Now Wix will give you a few options. You can go and select a theme or a look and feel that you like, and just pick from one of the ones available. So let's pick one. Perfect. And then what will happen before you can start editing is Wix will give you a option, knowing that it's the first time you're creating a website with ADI. They'll give you an option to take a tour of any section that you need. So by clicking on that icon here, you'll be able to go to any one of these elements. So they'll give you a tour on how to preview your website, on how to publish your website, change the design, colors, fonts, animations, and other sections and various other things which will become important, but we will take you through, such as adding a new page. So if you click on one of them, Wix will give you a guided tour like this. So you've got to just follow along with that if you're interested in that. Now I'm going to attempt to close this. Doesn't look like I can. So let me just ride this one out. Okay, perfect. Let me just shuffle back to the home page. Okay, so there we go. That is how we set up the base template, or the starting point for using the Wix Artificial Design Intelligence functionality. And it is a pre-built website that is ready to customize in any way we want. Here is how to publish your website at any time. If you're ready and you want to see live how your website looks to the outside world, just hit the publish button that you see up here. Now, I suggest after you're ready to connect your own customized domain, because your website will be www.yourbusiness.com. It'll be your web address, and that's very powerful. You can put it all over your business cards, all over the internet, and market properly. For now, while you're setting up your website, it's good to use a free Wix domain, and your website will look like your username.wix.com/ whatever your website's called. And you can customize that name here. Okay, so publish and continue. There we go. So our website is live. You can actually see the website by clicking on the View Site link. And this is how your website currently looks to the outside world. Obviously, there's a lot of customization to go, and that's what the rest of this tutorial is for. We will show you how to customize everything. One thing to keep in mind though is, although you can view the website through that URL, you can also click on the preview button over here. You can preview the website just like that on desktop, or how it would look on mobile phone for people visiting your website on the go. Perfect. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how you can customize everything on your website, including colors, the theme, and look and feel, and also fonts and text, of course. I'd like to go over how to edit certain parts of your website or customize certain parts of your website. First, let's start with the overall theme or design. What you're looking at here is a basic or starting point in terms of the theme design. So to edit that, you can actually go and hover over Site Design, go to Themes, click on Themes. Now you'll be able to customize the design of the current theme that you're using, or you can scroll down and select a completely different theme if the one you're looking at isn't the one you want. So now let me just take you through how that looks. So let's pick this one for example. As you can see, on the fly, it will update or preview, show you a preview of what that particular one looks like, and you can start customizing that. So you can obviously play around, use a little bit of trial and error to come up with a look and feel that you think suits your business and the taste of your clients. Okay, in my personal opinion, I think this one looks pretty cool. So I'm going to choose this theme. All I have to do is click on that, and that's done. There's nothing else to do. And you can see that that's reflected in the live website if you choose to publish it by just clicking the publish button and then view site. And certain things aren't yet visible. For example, some of the details. It looks like it's a blank space because we haven't configured the colors properly, so everything's blended in because we've just changed the theme color. So I'll go through that in a second. Now to talk a little bit about editing colors on your Wix website. When I say colors, you can edit the color for any element or module like you're looking at over here. So you can edit this background color, or you can edit the color of any piece of text on your website. So here's an example. Let's click on this module here. You'll see a sidebar pop up, but if you hover over design and click on that, you'll be able to customize the design. you can choose a separate or different color for that particular module, and you'll be able to see the options in a live box like this. So let's take this light gray one for example. There we go, that whole module, so that whole module color has changed. I'm just going to revert it back to the original. Okay, so that's how to change colors within a module, and it's very intuitive. Like you can see here, the options are pretty cool. Actually, I like this one right here. There's a bit of a differentiation between this and the module above it, so I'm going to pick that. Very, very cool. What else can you change? Colors, the text, of course. So if you hover over a piece of text and then hover over, or click on a piece of text and hover over the tab that pops up, you'll be able to see a couple of color options, and just clicking on that will change the color of the text, and you can see a preview of what that will look like straight away. Obviously you want a good amount of contrast between the text and the background, so you don't want to pick something like this, it's hard to read. So just keep that in mind. Legibility is everything. Now, changing the color of text is one thing, but changing the font of your text and the font style is another thing. And to be honest, part of a great website is the design and the template and the layout, and another part is selecting a font that really fits in with your style of business. So to change the font of the text across your entire site, hover over this tab here and click on fonts. You'll see a number of options, and the font type is actually indicated by the way it's presented. So it's as simple as looking at the various fonts available and choosing one that is relevant or will look good for your website. And of course, with these things, it's always a case of a bit of trial and error. Okay, so I really like the this font here, the luxury font. Perfect. Secondly, not just choosing your font, but also the size of your font. And you don't want text to be too small so that it's illegible. You want a good balance between the size of your text and text being displayed on your website in a good amount of space, and also being legible by people who have not the best eyesight. So you may want to have a look at what your font size looks like on a desktop and also on your mobile phone. Now that some of the basic styling and fonts and colors have been taken care of, let me show you how to set up the front page, and starting with the common element across all pages, this header area here. So I'll talk about how to change the look and feel of this header, then I'll talk about updating your logo, and then later on in this tutorial, or near the end, when we've got all the pages set up, we'll talk about customizing the menu. So to start with, just changing the look and feel of this area here. So if you click on that module, the header, firstly you'll notice that you can choose to show or hide certain elements by clicking on that tab there. But to change the design of the thing, click on designs. Yep, so click on the header and then designs, and then you'll be able to see a number of different layouts with your menu on the right, with your menu underneath on the left, in the middle, etc, etc. I really like this look here. It's a bit of a modern look, and it's great for this type of a business. So let me pick that. Perfect. Yeah, so that menu would be too small and illegible. So this is perfect, I think, for this business. Why that line is not coming up, I'll investigate in a second. But that's how to change the look of the menu and logo area. Next thing you want to do is add your business logo somewhere. Right now we've just got our business name showing up, but we obviously want to add a nice logo, which probably will contain your business name if that's what your logo is like. So I'm assuming here that you've got your logo already. I'll put a link in the description to a service where you can get a logo created for about $10. But to edit or update the logo, just click on that header area there. Click on edit. And then make sure that the logo tab is enabled. Perfect. Now we want to add our own logo, so let's click on that edit and replace. Replace. I've already uploaded my logo to the computer, to Wix. The way to do that is click on the upload images button over here, and you'll be able to select the logo from your computer. Once that's uploaded, it will be available in the media library over here, and you'll simply be able to select that, crop that image in any way you need, etc., etc., and then click on apply. You can also create a color palette from your logo. So what the WIX ADI system will do is it will take your logo and the colors in the logo, and it will create a color palette based around the colors in your logo, because most often your business's color scheme will be contained in the logo. So it's a bit intelligent in that way. So you can do that if you like, but I won't for now. So once that's uploaded, you can edit how large you want it to appear on the front end. Perfect. And you may want to get rid of the actual business name over here, since that's a bit of clutter and isn't adding too much value. So I'm going to just unselect that so that the only thing visible is the logo. Now I might actually crop that logo a little bit. Always remember, when you're cropping, leave a little bit of white space around the image. Okay, now let's take that and click apply. As you can see, it's now a bit bigger, and the reason is it has a fixed space for the logo to appear. Now a lot of that fixed space was being taken up by white space just then before I cropped it. So that cropping of the logo actually helped and looked like it was a lot bigger than it was before. So that's a little tip there. Also, just in case your background is a different color here. So my background here is white and it goes with my logo perfectly, but let's just say my background here was a different color. You would need to go to Site Design and Colors and edit the palette colors. Now it depends on what this particular color here is, but here this is the light color. Now if that was a different color, for example, I'll show you what I mean. If that was a dark color, that doesn't look too nice, and it might actually blend into your logo if your logo is a transparent PNG image file, so you might not be able to see your logo. So to change the background color of your header, go to Site Design, go to Colors, and then change the applicable color. A little bit of trial and error will work for you. So that, I'll change it back to white, and perfect. So that's how to update a logo. As you can see, the site is starting to look pretty cool. Now let's talk about setting up your home page step by step. So the first thing at the top we've set up. Next, let's say we want to add a panel over here with an image and a button perhaps. So let's add a new section by clicking on the plus icon. As you can see, there are a number of pre-made panels that we can add, and by clicking on any one of them you can see the various options that we have at our disposal, and all of them look pretty awesome. Everything ranging from services to galleries to opening hours, and they're all customized or made for this particular design. So let's go to the welcome tab and let's look for something that we want here. I reckon this one here. Perfect. Very, very cool. That's a great introduction to our website. If I click on that panel here, you'll see that at the moment the title is showing, which I can customize by changing this text. The subtitle is showing. I can replace the image, and I can replace that with practically anything in the WIX library, free from WIX, and you can feel free to search through their entire library. It's pretty cool. Or you can upload an image yourself using the upload image button over here. So let me click on this panel and add a button. And the button text, contact us or book an appointment. There we go. So, and the link, of course, where do we want the button to link to? Eventually, when all our pages are created, we can come back to this button and choose a page. At the moment, we haven't really got many pages to choose from, but let's say we want this one. Or we can enter a completely unique web address. We can enter that link in here, etc., etc. So for now, let's just click on page. We want it to link to the top of the page, and done. And that's where that button will link to. We can also edit the style of that button. So at the moment it's white, but say I wanted to edit the color to a green color like that. I think that looks very cool. And that stands out a bit as well. So as you can see, it's actually really, really cool and intuitive to edit text and modules and add new modules wherever you think they needed to be added. In the More Actions panel over here, you'll be able to delete items and you'll be able to move items somewhere else. So there we go, we've got our first image with a button to our appointment page. Okay, now let's scroll down to the next section here. We can add a new panel here if you want, add a new section, and it can be anything like you saw before. Or we can go in and edit a panel that's existing. Now for this, I think I'm going to keep it and edit the text. So I'll click on that panel. The sidebar will slide out. You can select or deselect what elements you want it to show. And you can edit text. You can also add a description if that's not enabled. Perfect. You can also edit the images to something custom. And to do that, you click on the module and then click edit and replace the image. Now, a quick tip on the description tab. When you click on that, you'll be able to edit the text using the variety of options available here, and it's just like Microsoft Word. You can bold, you can italic, you can even underline, and you can link to a different page, to a page or web address. and you can add bullet points if you want to. So it's very, very intuitive and easy to edit text. So let me just reverse out of those ones. Okay. Anything else you don't need, just deselect. Perfect. So this area looks pretty good. If you don't need it or you want something different, for example, you just want to have the name, just deselect anything you don't want and that will update. So perfect, that looks good. I'll now move on to the next section. So scrolling down, next on our WIX website, I think we need some more information. I recommend to have enough information on your website for your visitors to make a sound judgment of whether to visit your place of business. So it's good to add some more information. Ours is a bit light at the moment, so let's add a new section. Okay, let me select services, and I want an element that allows me to add information in a nice appealing kind of way. So let me just scroll down, and I think this grid over here is one of them. Okay, I will add that grid. I think this looks pretty clean, the white background, and it will contrast against the darker background in the section above it. So let me just add that. Perfect. Now there's a bit of monotony with the images, and that is something you know how to edit already, so I won't go into that again. But there we go, we've got a new section that will allow us to add some more information about anything that we need. And because we've got the prices in the section above, I'll remove prices as well. Perfect. Next, let's customize the contact form area of the home page. Now to do that, your template will probably already have a contact form built in. Click on the module. Ours currently looks very plain. So if I click on designs, I can see that there's a number of different ways that I can lay that out. Let's pick that one there. Perfect, that's a bit better. Clicking on the tab over there, when you hover over the form, you'll be able to add a description, or you'll be able to also add your address or phone number so they can contact you easily. And that phone number will be editable, of course. Chances are that you'll want to edit the fields of the form. To do that, the process is actually a little bit different than what would normally happen using the WIX ADI. So click on the form and click on Advanced Editor to make further customizations to that module, and then we'll have to come back into the ADI section. So let's click on that, go to the WIX editor. That will open up eventually. Then we can scroll down to the section that we need to change. And let's click on settings. Now this email address here is the email address that the form will be delivered to when someone fills it out. You can also enter a second email address if you want another email address to receive the contents. You can change what the button says. When people submit the form, you can choose to show a message, and you can type that message in just here. And if they don't enter in all the required fields, there's a message that you can customize here. Another thing you can do is manage the fields on the form. So clicking on that, you can obviously remove a field if you don't need it. So we can say remove subject, or we can make it mandatory. Furthermore, we can add a new field and we can select from a number of pre-built fields, for example, email, phone, address, or we can select a custom field and they'll be able to enter any custom text in there. And a good example of the custom field is the message field. So that's been entered in there. To rearrange the order of fields, you just click on these little dots here and drag and drop. So I'm going to delete that one that I entered for now. So that's how you edit the contents of your website's form. Very, very simple. If you have any problems with that, please do ask in the comments. Another thing I'd like to do after editing the form section is we've got a module here which has some opening hours and it doesn't look too good because the text is overlapping the image and it's not very clear. So I'm going to change the design of that so it looks a little bit more appealing. So I'll just click on that, click on designs, and let's see what we have to choose from. That looks pretty good. Let's try that. Actually, I quite like this one up here as well. Perfect. Oh wow, that's actually pretty amazing. So I'm going to keep that, and I think that fits in well. Now let's go over the process of adding a brand new page onto your Wix website. To do that, go to the add area over here, click on page. We want to add a new page, and you'll get the option of adding a page based on a number of different options. So you can add a services page, you can add a gallery, or you can add a contact page. So let's start with the services page. You'll see, as per before, there are a number of different layouts that you can choose from. So go through and see what you like best. I'm going to stick to this one here. I think it looks pretty clean and professional. Perfect. Now that we've added that new page, if you look at this drop down over here in the top left, you'll see that that page is in the list. Clicking on the cog over here, you'll be able to edit some of the page settings, and we'll go through some of these later, such as the page SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, which is what the search engines see when they look at a website. So that's helpful, but we'll go into that later. So now that we've set up that page, we can actually edit this page in the same way we edited the home page by adding new modules by clicking that here, by clicking on any particular module to edit the text inside it or the background color, and changing images, changing what we want to appear, anything, absolutely anything. And for example, let's say we want to also add a contact section on this page. We can do that too. Or we can add a contact section with a map. So that's how to add new pages in Wix. It's very, very simple. Now I'll show you how you can add a photo gallery to your Wix website using ADI. I'm going to add the gallery. Actually, there's two ways we can do it. I'll show you both ways. Say we want to add a gallery here, we can add a new section. We can go to gallery and we can pick the style of gallery that we want. And there's a few to choose from and they all look pretty cool. Okay, not sure why these ones aren't loading, but normally they do. So that's a bit weird. For now, let me just pick this one. Once you do that, you can actually go to the settings and you can manage or select the settings for your particular gallery. So you can choose whether you want it to be a full width gallery or boxed like that. If there are lots of images, you can choose to have a load more button. You can select the size of the images. You can choose what happens when an image is clicked, and in this case it will open in an expanded window. You can also choose which elements to show, as you can see here, and also the image quality, and the lower the quality, the faster the load times. Now importantly, how do you manage the pictures in your image gallery? Click on Manage Media. You can rearrange the order by simply dragging and dropping like you're seeing here. And you can click on an image and delete completely from the gallery, or you can add media by clicking this button here, and you can add an image or a video from your computer or from the huge bank of WIX images that are available to you on demand. So it's a really, really powerful piece of functionality, as you can see. When you've done that, you can click Add to Page, and those images will be added to this list here, and you can drag and drop them in the order that you want. Another thing to mention is you can edit the title of each image and also the description, and if you want to link that image to a particular page, for example. Now that's one place you can add a image gallery. But like I said, there are two places. Another way you can do it is add a page called gallery. You can select a gallery page, and that will create a brand new page or brand new URL for your website with the gallery on there. And just like I said a minute ago, you can edit this gallery in any way you want. You can rearrange the images, choose the images you want, and change the layout. And because we've selected a new page now, that gallery page is available over here, and it's also visible in the menu over here. Very, very cool and very powerful, especially if your business is visually orientated. For example, if you have a photography website, or if you're just like this one, a barber, and you want to show your customers or haircuts, and people do get drawn to things visually rather than purely through text and words. So it's great to have some nice imagery on your website. And the good thing with Wix is that it provides that imagery for you out of the box and for free. So that's a really powerful tool. You don't have to go scouring the web for images. You can use all of the free images from Wix and find something that's relevant to you and your industry. And they're all pretty professional actually as well. So, I mean, that's one of the greatest examples or reasons to be using Wix as opposed to some other platforms where you've got to scour and search for your own images or pay for images, and they can be up to about $30 to $40 each. So I really urge you to make the most of this piece of functionality where you can, as much as possible. But if you have any questions about any of that, please do ask in the comments and I'll be happy to help. Now let's add a contact page. So a page dedicated to people finding your place of business. Back in the add section, let's add a page, and let's add a contact page and choose from a range of layouts. As we can see, some of them have a map, which I think is very, very beneficial, and I would say essential if you have a fixed place of business. So I'm going to pick this one here. Perfect. As soon as that page is created, you'll see it in the drop down here and be able to navigate to it, and you'll also see it in the top navigation over here. To edit the form, you can click on the form and go to Advanced Editor and edit all of the fields, which ones are compulsory, which ones are not. You can add new fields, etc., etc. I've already gone through that earlier in the tutorial, so I won't go through that again. By clicking on this information here, you can choose what to show or not show. It's as easy as that. Change your email, change your address to pinpoint your location, etc. Now, the map. The address here is very important because that's where it will pin your location. So if someone's looking on a mobile phone, they'll be able to come to your contact page, see exactly where you are, and navigate to that while they're driving or walking. And that is one of the most powerful things of having this Google Map integration with your website, and it is absolutely essential. I highly recommend that you have a that you have a physical place of business located and listed with a map so that people can easily find you. Now in this case, because it's a preview, I can't actually move the map, but once you publish this, people will be able to zoom in and zoom out of this map and find exactly where you're located, and then set Google Maps to direct them exactly to you. If you're having a problem with the maps, just get in contact via the comments below, because I know it's one of the most important segments that your website can have. So that's how you add a contact page onto your Wix website. It's pretty straightforward. Of course, you don't just have to have contact information and a map. You can also add a new section if you need to. You may even want to add something about your business on the contact page, like that. You may even want to add, let me show you another good example. You may also want to add some testimonials. And now that's very important because people love to see what other people say before they get in contact. So that's very powerful again. Hopefully that helps you and helps structure your frame of thought in terms of the kinds of things that you want to add on your contact page. And if you want to remove anything, just click on the delete button there for a section and you'll be able to delete it very easily like that. Let me now show you how to change the order of the menu items that appear on your home page, like over here. So you may want to reorder this, or you may want a drop-down menu. For example, I'll show you how to do that. So back into the editor, go to the top left, you'll see a drop-down with all of your pages listed. Now to reorder them is very simple. See where the little dots are on the left-hand side. Just hover over that and drag and drop the elements in the order in which you want them to appear, and you'll see them update in the preview. So there we go, services has changed. Now say we want gallery to go in before book online, just like that. Perfect. And when you publish that, that will take effect. Now say you want a drop-down menu. So when you hover over services, perhaps you've already created a number of pages about your services, for example, and you want them all listed under services. Just as an example, let's use these pages we have here as an example. So what I'll need to do then is click on the cog item and click subpage. Similarly, the one under it, and the one under that as well. So that's just a pure example. For example, if you've had a number of services pages that you want as a subset of that top level item. So let's publish that and check out what that looks like. There we go. So now we can hover over services and we've got a drop down menu happening over there. But I quite liked how it was before, but this is just an example. So to revert that, just so you know, all you need to do is make that a main page again. So I hope that's helped to teach you how to customize the menu of your Wix website. Now I would like to take you through how to update the social media links at the footer of your website or anywhere else that they happen to appear, depending on which template that you're using. So to do that, click on the footer area or wherever your social links are appearing. You'll notice that there's an exclamation mark here if you haven't updated the social links to your own. So what you need to do is just click on that you'll be able to select or deselect the social links that you want to appear. So let's just say I want Facebook and Twitter. When you've done that, you can manage it by clicking on just over here, anywhere over here, and then enter your Facebook page URL. Obviously, I haven't got one, but enter your Facebook page URL and enter your Twitter handle. Then when you save that and publish, those social links will be directly linked to your social channels, and it's a great way to encourage sharing and distribution of your website naturally through social media. If I click on the cog over there, you'll be able to also delete any one of these social channels if you so wish. The WIX dashboard and the website options are a very important section for managing your website. So if you go into your dashboard of WIX, that is the page that comes up when you log in, click on the website that you want to manage. This is the dashboard. If you scroll down, you'll see items such as get found on Google, which we've gone through already, get your own domain, which will involve getting your own web address, which is highly recommended and only a few dollars a month, up to about $10 a month, $10 to $12 a month. You can add a contributor and send emails and automate responses and do a bunch of other things such as design your own logo. Now going to the settings area here. This is a very important section. It's a good overview of everything that is running your website. If you haven't upgraded, you'll see that you're on a free plan. You'll see a domain if you've connected to a domain, and you'll see whether your website is published or unpublished. You can change your website's name if you want to, and you can also manage the site address. Site history is an important tool, so if I click on that, you'll see that I'm able to restore versions of my website, and you'll see all of these different versions that I have created as I was continuing to update the website over the last couple of hours. So you can restore or rewind to any version if you've made a mistake for whatever reason. And when you click on a version, you should be able to see the update in this section here, so you know exactly what difference that version has. Okay, you can also look at some general information about your website. You can change the favicon. Now, what is a favicon? It's this little icon over here that you'll see in the browser tab. Unfortunately, the favicon is only changeable if you upgrade to a premium plan. You can't change that with a free plan. Similarly, you'll have some advertising on your website with a free plan. So there's a few reasons why you should upgrade. You can also set your social sharing preferences and roles and permissions. That's getting a bit more technical. And importantly, you can update your Google Analytics settings by clicking on this area here. And you can only do that again once it's upgraded, but once it is, you'll be able to add your Google key. It's known as your Google account key. And as soon as you just add that to this account, you'll be able to track and manage all of your website's visitors and what they're doing and how long they're spending on your website in Google Analytics. It's a very powerful tool. So hopefully that was able to give you a bit of a rundown on the dashboard area and the main things involved. But if you have a question on anything in particular, please do let me know. Let's talk a little bit about SEO. What is SEO? It's search engine optimization. And why do you need this? When someone goes to Google and searches for something on the web, it's not just a random coincidence that certain pages appear at the top of the results. You need to optimize your website so that it's clear to search engines what it is about. So the way to do this is if you go to your pages area, and that is in the top left drop down over here, and you hover over one of your pages. So let's start with the home page. Click on the settings, and you'll be able to see a few options. One of them is page SEO. Click on that. The title is very important. It's a good idea to use some search phrases that people would use when looking for your business. And before I do this, it's important to mention that this is the title on the search engines. So what I would recommend is something like this: best cuts. And if you're located in Los Angeles, for example, something like this. So that people looking for a barber in Santa Monica are more likely to find you because search engines recognize that your website is related to a service offering or a barber service in Santa Monica. Now, it's essential also to fill out the page description, and this can be a bit longer. This should be between 50 and 160 characters. So something that makes this page unique, but also keep in mind this will show up on Google when people search. So if you search for something like this, see this description over here? That's the page description that you're seeing. That there is the title that we entered in here. That is how search engines recognize the information on a particular website. So feel free to search and look at what other businesses are doing. A sentence or two is great. A very succinct sentence with some keywords is great. So for example, hair, men's and women's hair cutting services, blow drying, coloring, waxing, whatever else it is that you offer in the Santa Monica area. And that description, although a bit short now because it's just an example, but you know what I mean, but that description there will appear over here when someone carries out a search. So it's very, very important. These keywords are less of importance. Now you can add some keywords, but to be honest, these two are the main things that really count. And as it says here, Google doesn't use these keywords, but other search engines may, and that's exactly why it's not that important. The next thing here is, because this is our home page, it's okay. It doesn't need a custom URL, but these other pages should. And when you're ready with that, just save that and publish, and that will take a few days for search engine to update and pick up that information. They index every few days. Let me just have a look at another page, for example. Now this is a very important topic, so I just want to make sure that it's clear. So if I click on the cog for services, I can rename the page. I can set this the page as a home page if I wanted to. Obviously I don't want to. Now the page SEO. Now I need to write something specific for this page. Services we offer blah 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 blah. So you get the point. Same rules as before. This needs to be up to 160 characters. The title needs to be up to 70 characters and is what will show up. These two are the things that will show up in a search result. This one being specific to services. Now this page URL here, this is your page address like it says there on the web. If your page URL is something that doesn't make sense, no one is going to know what that page is about, and more importantly, when the search engines aren't going to know what it's about, then they probably won't index that page to the best of its ability. And if someone comes across a page that's just garbage, they're not going to click on it. Similarly, if they come across a title that's garbage, they're not going to click on it. So it's good to have a very clear URL. Services in this case, or services we offer, it's all fine as long as it's clear. And if you're having space, and if you have spaces, use the dashes in between words. That's perfect. And hopefully that gives you an idea of SEO and why it's important and how it's applicable in real life. Here is something else cool that Wix offers in terms of optimizing your SEO. So if you go into your dashboard here, click on the website you want to edit, and then instead of going through the usual process of editing, go into the sidebar instead and go to settings. Actually, just come back a step, go into your dashboard, scroll down, and you'll see this section here called Get Found on Google. Start now. Yep. Okay. So it'll take you through a series of processes to optimize the way your website functions for search engine optimization. So let's go through that. What's the name of your business or website? Do you have a business or location? If you do, I really highly recommend you add your location, your exact address of business. How would people search for you? So just pick out some obvious words that people would use in Google to search for you, 3 to 5. Then let's click on Create SEO Plan. Cool. Follow this step-by-step plan to get your site on Google. Ranking high takes time, but Wix SEO will help. Okay. Now you'll see a number of items in this checklist. Anything that's got an exclamation mark next to it, you'll need to update. So this one here, change the home page's SEO description. So let's click on that. It will tell you why it's important. At least one of your keywords is included, but include your business or site name, which we haven't done. So we can do that by clicking on the cog in the page, in the home page, like I showed you earlier in this, just a minute ago in this tutorial. So if you keep going down, yep, our home page is optimized. It's visible to search engines. It's mobile friendly. We haven't connected to our own domain. That's a premium feature, and we really need to upgrade to do that, and that's highly recommended. I'll get to that towards the end of the tutorial when the website is complete. Search Console is another great tool to help you optimize your search engine rankings. Step 2, optimize your pages. It's telling me I need to update the contact info for the home page, and it's telling me exactly how I need to do that. So just follow the steps there. So as you can see, it's a checklist which will show you exactly what you need to know to update your website, and just make sure everything's up to date, and it will show you exactly how to update everything step by step. It's really intuitive, and this will maximize your chances of being seen by Google or found by users searching in Google and looking for your services. So I highly recommend you check out that section there, a little tip for you. Before we finish up here, I'd really like to talk to you about upgrading your Wix account so that you get the full benefits of your own private web address. So if I open up this page here, the web address that your website is sitting on now, because it's a free account, there's a couple of downsides to that, and one of them is there's a huge ad over here. Another one is you can't actually add Google Analytics to a free version, so you can't track your visitors, who's coming onto your site, how many people are coming onto your site every day, how long they're staying on your website, which pages they're visiting. That information is powerful, and you can't associate it or track Google Analytics until you upgrade. And thirdly, it's this ugly looking thing here, of course. Would you rather have this, or would you rather have something that looked like this? A real business address that you can put on all your business cards, all your marketing material, link to your Facebook page, and it will be yours. You'll really start to see the benefits of having a website, and the website can actually start making money for your business as soon as you have your own domain. So I highly recommend you upgrade plans once you're happy with the look of your Wix website. It doesn't have to be perfect straight away. You can always change it. I mean, you can change it anytime you wish. Now, we've got to this stage within about an hour, and that's with me explaining what to do. So it will be even quicker for you potentially. How do we upgrade? Go into your dashboard and you'll see a number of areas. You'll see an upgrade button here, or you'll see under plans and free a link to compare plans. So click on any one of them. Let's go to upgrade. I'll run you through some of the options. These e-commerce and business plans are ones that you can use if you have a massive amount of traffic. Honestly, right now, you don't need all of that. To start with, okay, let's click on the website tab. The cheapest one, £3 for me, it'll be about $5 or $6 for you, I believe. That one unfortunately still displays the Wix ads, and it doesn't really contain much bandwidth or storage, so that's out of the question. The combo one for personal use does not contain ads. It has a smaller amount available as bandwidth, so it may run out fairly quickly depending on how many visitors are hitting your website. The unlimited one is the one more generally accepted. It has unlimited bandwidth, 10 gigabytes of storage, which is massive really, and so I recommend that as the option to start with. Once again, your website should be making money for you. It shouldn't be an expense, it should actually be a revenue generator. This one here removes Wix ads. You've got a free domain for 1 year. That is your free website address, yourwebsite.com. You've got £75 worth of ad vouchers. Now that will translate into whichever region you're in dollars or whatever other currency the country that you're in accepts, and so that will update automatically. But the point is, all of these features are pretty cool. This is pennies for what your own website can do for you and for your business. So all you need to do is select on a plan. You can choose yearly, monthly, or 2 yearly, etc., etc. And the more you subscribe for, the more you'll save. It's that simple. When you select the plan, just enter your credit card details, and it will securely go through and accept the payment. You'll then be able to select your personal or your desired business address, web address. So instead of this ugly looking thing here, it will be yourbusiness.com, whatever you want it to be. And within a couple of clicks of the button, that will be live and ready as your web address. You can use it on your Facebook marketing, on your Facebook page, on business cards, flyers, and you're ready to go. Your business website is starting to make money for you. Now, we upgrade all of the websites that we do for our clients. So if you have any questions around that process, let us know. We're obviously not going to upgrade this particular one because it's a demonstration for this tutorial, but no client goes through the process without getting their own domain name. It's just silly if they choose not to do that. So please, if you have any questions about that, do get in touch and we'll be happy to help you out. We've got plenty of experience in the industry, and if you're confused or concerned, just reach out and we will help you where we can. So there we are, folks. In the space of less than an hour or so, we've shown you how to create this amazing looking website. As you've seen, all of the modules are customizable. We've shown you everything you need to know to customize the modules, change colors, change text and images, and arrange items in any way that you want. And so we've given you the power to do that over the last hour in this video. It's very, very simple using the Wix ADI technology or service. And if you have any questions or concerns, please do reach out and we'll be happy to help you out, because we've helped hundreds of people before, so we'll be happy to help you out as well. I hope you think this looks really good for the time we've spent, and feel free to comment below if we've helped you. We'd love to hear your feedback, and also we'd love it if you share this with your friends, because at the end of the day, everyone needs help with this kind of thing, and the goal of our channel is to help people just like you. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.